Sorry for that first part. Once again, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Christopher. Bon Hougans Étoile Filet. I've been a Hougan since 2004. So that's going on almost 17, 18 years now. I really wasn't too sure if I wanted to have a channel because certain things, I think they're private and I'm kind of old school with some of that, especially when it involves, religion and especially voodoo and all that other kind of stuff. But I've noticed I came across a lot of people's channel on YouTube, and I saw that they talk about everything openly and just out there. But I don't know if all these other people are Hougans, marbles, priests of, Santeria, Babalaos, whatever. Sometimes a lot of them don't introduce themselves like that. But welcome to Au Dans la Rouge Mystical Channel. Once again, I'm Chris, Bon Hougans Étoile Filet. I reside right now currently in Florida. I'm originally from New York, St. Albans, Queens boy here. I'm 40, just in case anybody wanted to say, wow, he looks older, he looks young. So I've been doing this for a very long time. Unfortunately, in the beginning of my path, I still was a full-time hairdresser. I've been doing hair, 95, 96, around that time. So I mastered that, had my own shop and everything and stuff like that. And then I got sick, okay? And I had to just chill out. So I was going back and forth, different doctors, just trying to figure out what for me to do. In that time that I couldn't work and that I was really sick, I said to myself, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity for you, Chris, to go into seclusion again. Not the same type of seclusion that we all mumbles and goes go through. Those who know what I'm talking about, they know. But a different kind of seclusion, more like a voodoo school, full time, nothing else, just school, invocations, lamps, herbs, oils, everything that we have to use. And I said, Chris, just go. The one thing that was with me was everything I ever did was in Creole, in Haitian, okay? All my other teachers, that's what they were. So some of them weren't good at English, so sometimes they had problems with translating certain things that I would be able to find here in the States, which was a big handicap for me. Because I'm one of those peoples that I like for me to be able to do certain things on my own, a certain independence, for me to be able to get what it is that I need to get, for me to be able to do the work properly. And I didn't want to have a codependent type of relationship with my spiritual parents over there in the island, for me to rely on, either going back and forth or, having stuff mailed back and forth. And I wasn't in a position to do that as well. So at any rate, I just said, you know what, Chris, do your research. Because since we living in a time with technology now and basically everybody's out of the closet, everybody's gay, everybody's out there with religion, no one has any closet things going on anymore. People are talking about everything. People are serving their spirits, Santeria, Haitian, Brazil, all these. And they're talking about it now. So no one's ashamed anymore. No one is saying, oh my God, what are they going to think when they know I practice voodoo and all this stuff? So I said, you know what, Chris? Get yourself together, do the spirit's work, because that's what you were called to do. Okay? But unfortunately, we have to live. We have to survive. And sometimes we live in places where this is not what we can do to earn our money full time. So it's a little bit harder. So I got to thinking and I said, you know what, Chris, try to get yourself out there. And I want to do it slowly because I don't want to be all over the place like that. I mean, I know it's a little bit too late now, but for YouTube. But basically, I don't want to be able to have a bashing thing as well. Because I've seen other people's videos, I've seen other people's comments that they've said to certain other people's videos, and this is not about what I can do, what you can do, what Huga, what Babala, what Marble is doing this and doing that. I don't want no parts of that. Okay? This is my thing. You can learn from me. I can learn from you. And that's what I want it to be. So I hope you're paying attention to what I'm saying now. So if you do comment and you out of order and it's not an opinion or whatever, you're going to get deleted. Okay? Make sure you subscribe, though, to Vodou La Rouge Mystical Channel. Today, Tuesday, Bilolo to everybody. Today in Haitian Voodoo, it's the Pétro Spirits Day. Mekafou, Esli Dantor, et Gambois. Tout Pétro Loyal. Okay? All the Pétro Spirits. I'm going to try not to go back and forth within the Creole and the English. I'm going to try to do as much as in English I can. So just work with me if I happen to just jump right into the Creole. But basically, with that research that I did, I came across everything that they ever taught me in a way that was in Creole, that was all translated into English. Some of it I had to do on my own as well, because I had to say, Chris, you're alone at the moment, okay? You don't have access to the full Haitian community. You don't live around where there is a Haitian community for you to be able to get these oils, these powders, these herbs. You're going to have to learn it universal. You're going to have to learn it in Spanish. You're going to have to learn it in English. You're going to have to learn it in Greek, whatever the case may be, in order for you to get what you want. Another thing, too, is they never explained to me as well as substituting as well. They never said, Chris, well, if you can't find this herb, you can use this instead. Chris, if you can't find that oil, you can do this instead. I've had to learn all of that by myself. And the knowledge in itself was so addictive. And to this day, I'm still learning. But I wanted to have my own channel. Plus, I'm trying to start a very small botanica. Okay, right now I have my website up, but I don't have products to sell and stuff like that, because I'm basically right now accepting readings, and I travel to be able to put up altars. I specialize in baths, everything, illumination, lamps, candles. But if you go onto the website www.vodoularrouge.com, you'll be able to get a full biography, everything that you would like to know about me. And also, if you have any other questions that you would like for me to answer, I can do that as well. I don't want, like I said, a channel that's for bashing. I don't know everything, and I don't claim, and I don't say that as well. Because one thing in the Haitian culture is you don't understand sometimes their proverbs as to what they try to tell you about humbling yourself so that you can learn more. Like they always say, basically, the straw bag of a hugan is never filled. Don't work around and your ego and you're cocky and you say, oh yeah, I know how to do this, I know how to do that, I know that, and you don't even know anything. Or you're not giving yourself room to be able to say, you know what, let me learn it, because everybody does things different. And I'm going to tell you, the one thing I don't like about religion sometimes when it comes is the debate that goes back and forth with it. And we have some people that like to say, oh, well, in my house, this is how I do it. Oh, in this house, this is how we do it. Yes, I understand that everybody has their way of doing it. But when you get somebody, a student or an initiate or whatever, don't make that student or that person feel like this is the only place where they'll be able to get everything that is that they need to know. Not saying that if you're following this house and these rules and stuff, this is how you do it there. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is let the kid, the student, or the initiate know that this is a universal religion. everybody does pretty much the regulations of it is the same, but you may apply this to give it a kick. You may apply that to give it a kick. Either or, you're doing it and you're putting yourself into it. That wasn't taught to me when I started years ago. We talked in 2002, 2003. It wasn't like to the point where it is now. You understand what I'm saying? It was just starting. I didn't have access to YouTube. I didn't know nothing, no Facebook, stuff like that. So they never said to me, well, Chris, you could do this way. This is how I do it. But if you go somewhere else, they might do it different. They never did that. I learned, and I was with a lot of old-time people that didn't have access to all this, and everything was handed down to you orally, okay? And there is some stuff that's still orally, because every culture, every tradition has their own way that they serve their spirits. Another thing that I have learned as well, too, is that every culture around the world has some kind of spirits. And if you do enough research, you'll see that every religion has its Ezeli Freda. Every religion has its Ezeli Donto. Every spirit has its Dambala. Every spirit has their Bosu, their Kongo, all of that. You just have to read and study, then you'll start to see the same resemblance in their spirits. You'll see the same resemblance, like in Santeria, Oshun, Yemaya, Ogu, all that. The way they're served may be a little bit different, but the path, the area that they cover, okay, is that this is how it's universal. Ogu takes metal, swords, all that stuff like that. All the other cultures that have it, it may be a different name. They give it lotus stones, magnet sand, machetes, iron. He's still the same no matter where you go. It's just about opening yourself up to wanting to learn this and not putting yourself into this bubble and you don't know anything else but in Haiti. You don't know anything else but in Spanish, Santeria, Candomblé, Umbanda, all these other, the pagan, the Wiccan. Sometimes we get stuck just in that one way of doing stuff. And then so when somebody else comes and they're telling you, oh, did you know that you can do this? We kind of be like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Because we're not aware of it. But just because you may be aware of it and you don't add it to your practice, that's fine. So that you are aware of how everybody else does things. Because one thing about this business, this route, this spiritual practice is that you're going to be helping all type of people. The way they taught me in the past, I don't know as well as if I wasn't paying enough attention as at that time was, but I was always taught how to do the bass Haitian style. I was taught to do the lamp Haitian style. I was always taught my herbs Haitian style. I was always taught my powders Haitian style. Everything was always Haitian style, Haitian style, Haitian style. And so at the time to do the reading as well, you had to call the loi to do the reading for the person. And if you don't have a particular guide, a spirit that you work with, it becomes difficult for you to see what this spirit specializes in, what that spirit specializes in. Because the thing is that you're not told everything when you first get on the route. Yes, these spirits, they're calling you to become a mumble, to become a hugan. But it's something sometimes where the person doesn't say to you, okay, yes, the Lord has called you, the spirits called you to be ordained priest and priestess, but there's certain things you must learn before you go onto this path. Because I don't want to be responsible if you go out there and you make an ass out of yourself, or you don't know how to invoke your spirits. You don't know how to call your spirit's attention to you. Whatever the case may be, even a glass of water, you don't know how to trace the directions in the air. So that's what I'm saying to you. A lot of people, they get involved and then they're lost. And when I first started out and stuff like that, I had this really good mumble. And if she happens to see this video, this is to you. I don't want to put nobody's names out there because I don't know if the person wants to know that this is it or to know. whatever the case may be. But she taught me how to place, to start somebody's altar. This is how you bring it into this person's house. This is how you go from here to there to there to there. She also taught me how to do the prayer. She also taught me how to say the words properly, because she also told me at one point that it depends on the education sometimes of the people is as to how they pronounce their words. So she was the only one that I ever heard certain words that she used, but every other ceremony that I went to, they did it that way. So I don't know if maybe that's something that she did, but that's the way I learned it. And then I learned it the universal way as everybody else did. But the thing is that you get lost. And if you don't belong to a particular house, or let me say it if you don't understand by house, let's say an assembly, let's say a temple, or let's just say whom for, meaning where you go with your brothers, your sisters, your god brother, your god sister, your spiritual mother, your spiritual father, everybody. If you don't have that and you don't have access to it, it's very difficult for you to stay in that bubble and just learn everything Haitian style, or everything Santeria style, or all the other religions that have the same type of system, but in just different names. You can get stuck. You can get really, really stuck. So what I'm going to try to do is, because I'm just putting myself out there as well, and I want everybody to get to know me, I want you to feel free and subscribe to my channel. Always ask me to do this video, that video, whatever it is that you want to know. Also, you could go to my website and you could check that out there. Send me a question, whatever the case may be. And we go from there, because I want people to know that you can learn to be a hookah and to be a mambo. You can, without feeling restricted. Now, there is certain things that you do not talk about, because that's the secrets. That's what makes us different from everybody else. Okay? We went through what we had to go through for us to get what it is that we have. Okay? So it's not a joke. So by all means, don't even take it that way. We are all different. But to become a hookah or a mambo, it's a whole complete different thing. And those kind of things are private. And I'm not even going to touch on certain things as far as that goes, because I don't want no other mambo or hookah out there to say, whoa, wait a minute, what is he doing? Okay? No. I respect that. I took my oath, and that's it. Okay, so I always like to do everything, start out with prayer and stuff like that. And I already got my incense, my candle going. Like I said, today is blue, today's petrol. The hot spirits and stuff like that. And I'm going to go ahead and start. That'll give you the opportunity as well, too, if you have your pad ready, or if you want to go get it, or whatever it is that you do, you can get it while, in this moment in prayer. Or you could just pray with me. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. I believe in God the Father, creator of heaven and earth, and in Jesus Christ, his only Son, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, died, and buried. He descended into hell. The third day he rose again. He ascended into heaven, where he is seated at the right hand of God the Father Almighty. From then he shall come to judge the living and the dead. I believe in the Holy The communion of saints, the forgiveness of sin, and life and resurrection of the human body. Amen. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall lack nothing. He has led me beside still waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod, your staff, it comforts me. You have prepared a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You then anoint my head with your holy oil. My cup has overflowed. Purely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, pray for us. Mother Mary, Saint Joseph, pray for us. All angels in heaven, pray for us. All of our guardian angels, guide us. All of your ancestors, walk and pray with us. Saint Raphael, our angel doctor, heal us. Saint Gabriel, our messenger, deliver us with God's messages. Saint Uriel, angel of meditation, mediate in all our causes. Saint Michael, archangel, defeat our enemies through our battles. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. What I just did, in case I was doing it too fast, is I did 1 Our Father, 3 Hail Marys, 1 Apostles' Creed, Psalm 23. Okay? I'm going to cover, today I'm going to try to do just the Q&As, but I'm going to try to do a lot of videos like back to back on certain topics. I read with playing cards. The only time I use tarot is if I'm doing like issues on love or whatever, but I still use my cards because my guide, she doesn't deal with tarot. Okay, so she only does with the cards. She's old. Everybody knows La Madama, but mine is aka as a Ligier Whoosh. I use the La Madama, but in the way she was charged for me, I've been working with her for 16 years as Ligier Whoosh, as the Red Eyes, okay? So, therefore, a lot of stuff I do is under her. You understand what I'm saying? So, I'm going to, I'm going to try to charge a pull-out candle. I've never done it before, but I want to try it. I'm going to cover some card information. I'm going to cover some oils, some herbs, stuff like that. And like I said, give me your ideas, whatever it is that you would like for me to do a video on, and I will. I've noticed that a lot of people have videos out there already that covers cartomancy, that covers tarot, that covers oils, but I noticed that everybody's different and unique in their own way. And I've seen a lot of people, and I know that they're not ordained because of the certain things that they do practice and they do reveal. And that's fine. That's for them. But there's certain things I will not be able to do, especially under the Hugan and the Mambo rights, I call it. Okay? So I'm going to fairly spam, meaning stay in my place so I don't get do any more damage or whatever the case may be. I do reside here in Florida at the current moment. I don't know if I'm going to continue to stay, but it is what it is. I just learned to know that, everything is done in God's will. And these spirits, they guide you into everything it is that you want to do. And then the more you resist, the more you put up a fight, the worse it's going to get for you. So you know that when you're working with this, they're your employer. You're an employee. They're the boss. Okay? And then God is their boss. So that's how it goes. It's like a chain. Okay? They each have their departments. But when you're working with them, that's your employer. And your job as an employee is to help the people through them. Okay? Huga, marble, priesthood, all that stuff. It's about helping the poor, the rich, the lonely, the fat, the black, the green, the red. Whatever it is, you can't judge people. And sometimes I've noticed that people, they look at their clients when the client comes in and they think because the client may have on all these jewelry, this nice suit, because you're going to get everybody. That's one thing. You will get people that you'll be amazed that they even came through the door. And they'll tell you they don't have a dime. Okay? They in bankruptcy, whatever the case may be. At that time, it's not for you to go and try to pimp. That's what I call it. Pimp the client and try to get that client for everything that he has based on impression. That's not right. You don't do that. That's a universal law. That's not just in the voodoo. That's in everything. Don't go on the assumption because of the way somebody looks is that they have this. Or don't let the person who doesn't have the money or enough money, you reject them. Because I'm going to tell you something. You'll be surprised. That client that you help, and you help full force, the way they'll go and they'll tell you, you know what? I went to go get my reading, or I went to go get my bath done, or my cleanse, whatever it is that you did. That person is so sincere and grateful that she or he done went and told 10 other people, or they just, everywhere they go, they just put you out there. And that's what you need. That's what you need. The best advertisement is always, especially with this field, is word of mouth. It's so much better when you know somebody, they bring somebody, and you have helped them. It's a lot easier. But now we got Facebook, YouTube, and I'm telling you, the Facebook, as soon as you get up on there, you got mumble this, hooga that, priestess, that, Santeria, Santeria, babble out, everybody all over the place. And sometimes you don't even know if they're real. Once again, like I said, that's not for you to judge, or like I said, this is not a bashing thing that I got going here. Okay? Another thing too, I do talk a lot. Okay? That's because I like to imagine myself being on the other side of this video, watching it, because I love information, I love knowledge, I love teaching. I've always been that natural teacher. Everything I've ever did, I've had my own dance company, my dance troupe. I've had my own salon. I've had people apprentice under me. I've had, even when I was a kid, I was a double Dutch jumper, won first place in the world. So I've always done what I've done, and they've always been there with me. It's just at one point in time, I didn't even know that's who they were. That's who they were that was molding me. Because I come from a family where they deny a lot of this. And you know what? That's on them. I've learned to say, you know what? They have their reasons for doing what they did. But everybody Haitian has this inside their backyard. Whether they say yes or whether they say no. Because that's the country, that's the island we came from. That's where our ancestors landed. They came from Africa. They came to Haiti. So, you know what? You either accept it or you don't. It's on you. Okay? So, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go on some question and answers that a couple of people done asked me to talk about, and I'm going to talk about. Once again, like I said, you're more than welcome to comment, give me some ideas, give me your opinions and stuff like that, but no bashing, because I will not respond, and I will just block you and delete you, and that's the end of that. Okay, so once again, today's Tuesday, January 5th, I believe, and we're going to start right now. So the first question I have is, it says, spiritual relationship between you and your guide. Okay. Spiritual relationship between you and your guide. Okay. One thing I'm going to tell you about that relationship between you and your guide, it's one of the most private and intimate relationships that you will ever have. And I'm going to tell you why it's so intimate and it's the most important relationship. It's because you're talking to a higher power that's more, I can't even, it's hard to explain, but it's powerful. It's so intimate that you could even have that language between you and that spirit. And the thing is that people probably say, oh yeah, it's a statue, what are you doing, this and that. No, yes, it is a statue, but that's a representation of how I think, or I imagine how my guide looks. And me personally, I've always been attracted to the strong black female. Okay? That Aunt Mama, that protector of all family, the one that has 10 kids running all over the place and has managed to feed them all, take care of them, and so forth and so on. That's the Lama Dama. Okay? That's the Jewuj. That's the daughter. the protector, the mother of all. So you're talking about a 16-year relationship that has built over time. You have a trust with you and that spirit that you can never break. Okay? You don't want to hurt the spirit don't want to hurt you. It's that spirit where you go to and you just light up your little candle, drop some water, and boom. She follows or he follows you no matter where you go. Especially when you're going on a job with them. They have a way of following you where you can go to the botanic or to wherever it is you're going to go find what you need. And sometimes you can't find what you know that particular recipe needs. But all of a sudden, you'll turn and you'll see. You'll be like, oh, okay, I got it. And then you'll go. And then sometimes you'll feel like this warm feeling, this fuzzy type of, oh my God, it's amazing. But that's almost like goosebumps. And then you'd be like, you can hear, but you can't really, and it's like, okay, boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, you get back, you got everything that you needed without even realizing it. That's the connection that you have with your spiritual guide. It's there to do exactly what it is, to guide you. When you're doing your reading and you call that spirit to do the cards for you and stuff like that, that's what they're there for. Sometimes you're doing the reading and you can't even believe what is it that you're saying. How clear, how thorough that you're doing it, that you say to yourself, whoa, what just happened here? Because I don't remember anything I just said to you. I see you there. I just can't remember everything. That's why I always recommend to my clients and to everybody, when you go get a reading or when you get a reading, always write it down. Okay? Now we got phones and all this other kind of stuff with recording. Me personally, I wouldn't want somebody to sit there and record me. Okay? Especially when I'm under that spirit. You want to record it, that's fine. But I'm not going to film doing that. Okay, that's a private situation. Also, why would you want your reading out there for everybody to know? There it is right there. I wouldn't want that. Yeah, so it's one of the, whether you have a husband, a wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, mother, father, any relationship that you have, you will not have that relationship that you have between you and that spirit the way it is. The most intimate spirit in your life is that relationship. And sometimes it's not just your only relationship with that guide. It's that relationship with all the spirits. We each have a different part of them, okay, in our life. Their characteristics, their strength, their weakness. We all don't do the same thing. We are all gifted in certain areas. Because I'm going to tell you, like for me, I love readings. I love doing the reading. The whole ceremony, the whole thing about it. The baths. I love cleansing because I like to be able to strip somebody of the bad to get to the good. And all that stuff, it just, every time I do it, it makes me feel even better and better and better. I like lamps. I like just interacting with the client and stuff like that. Refreshing the head. Lavite, the small little initiation process that goes for here in the States and stuff like that. To be able to communicate with your spirit. To be able to open yourself up to the different situations you will get yourself into, especially when possession takes place, and therefore. So it's a beautiful thing. And those who know what I'm talking about will agree. Okay, so that was that. Okay, I covered the secret bond between the two. The relationship between you and the elements, how's it a give and take relationship? Okay, the elements. The elements is earth, fire, air, and water. Okay? Everything that we do in this religion and stuff like that, even with the others, we don't realize it though. But especially us who work with the elements, the water, the air, the fire, the earth, the herbs, the dirt, the ground, all that stuff, you have to respect it and create a relationship with it. And somebody may say, what is he talking about? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. When you go, even if the herbs are in somebody's, the botanica in the back, in the freezer, wherever it is, okay? When you get to that herb, you don't just go, put it, no. It doesn't go like that. You have to talk to everything that you get when you're doing this type of job, because you have a relationship with everything that you do. I don't care if you don't even understand the importance of it. But when you go and you go to the botanic, or you go to your backyard, or you go to somebody else's yard and wake up, you got to wake up the herb. You got to tell it what it is that you want from it, what you're going to give. They always taught me to throw a couple of pennies, pay for it, wake it up, tell it, look, I need you to do so-and-so for me. I need you to, this is who I am. This is the relationship. That's how you talk to it. You talk to everything. It's the same thing when you go and you get your oils and stuff like that. You just don't take the oil. Okay, you don't go take the oil that you got, okay, and then you just get home and then you start putting stuff and everything. You got to tell it its purpose. You got to tell it what it does, the type of job that it does for the work, the spell, and then you talk to it and you tell it, okay, this is what I need you to do. You may not verbally say it, but you're talking. And sometimes you're talking, you're like, wait a minute, what did I just say? Because the spirit is there with you. And sometimes you don't realize it. Okay? So you talk to everything. You talk to the water. You appreciate it because it heals. It washes away. It has a power to it. Okay? People say, oh, it's just water. Oh, really? So the ocean water is just water? The river water is just river water? May rainwater is just May rainwater? How you call those little, the mountain, the waterfalls, all that. Oh, it's just water? That's what it is to the person who don't know and appreciate what it is it's doing for you. Okay? The air that we breathe, that's another element. I don't even have to explain that. That's certain thing that's common sense. And fire, there goes the fire right there. There it goes right there. The incense, all that stuff is produced by what we do and what we need it for. Somebody just say, oh, that's just a candle. Oh, yeah? Okay. I can see things for that candle the next person won't be able to see. That goes for the person that just says, oh, it's just a flame. That's not for those who know what it is I'm talking about. So, yes, we need to have a very important relationship with the elements. And sometimes during ceremonies, certain people, or not everybody, but you can put a little bit of the dirt, the water, the candle, the fire, in its particular corner. Okay? Let's just say you're doing a service, a small little table, just an illumination, just to try to get their attention. You can go and then at the corner of your table, whatever it is, you put the water, the little cup of water, some little sand or whatever from your yard or wherever it is, a little bit of a candle here, and then some incense, you know, if you're not already burning incense. But it's just acknowledging them to okay, yeah, I'm paying you the respects. Thank you. That's it. You'd be surprised how the little appreciation that you give to something that you want energy from, how powerful it could make the service even better. So think about it. Okay. I discussed already about learning to come out of your bubble, not getting discouraged just because you don't speak the language the culture speaks. Spirituality, it doesn't have no, it doesn't have no language, that's because it's a part of that particular culture. Yes, because we talk. But if somebody's teaching you something that's from their culture, they're not going to tell you that, oh, because you're white, or because you're black, or because you're Hispanic, you're Haitian, that spirit's not going to want to communicate with you. That's baloney, okay? It doesn't even make sense, and like I always say, if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. Everybody prays, okay? Everybody deals and functions with their spirituality the way they want to do it. We got words that we keep in our heart, and the mouth, it doesn't say, it eats, but it doesn't talk everything. So it's all about keeping secrets within yourself, okay? Because there's certain things that you can't just be walking around revealing. No. That's what you took oath for. But as far as teaching somebody how to pray in your culture, how to do a candle in your culture, how to place water, how to get attention, that's, everybody could do it. It's just that they're not going to be able to do it in your native tongue. But just tell them, if you can't translate it, try to help them in a way where you could say, okay, here's a glass of water. In my culture, this is how it goes. But for you, because you don't speak the language, I'm going to try my best to tell you. But just do this, that, okay? And then just acknowledge. Tell them acknowledge the elements, the Holy Trinity, the 4 evangelists, all that kind of stuff that deals with, especially the number 4. 4 corners, 4 elements, the 4... It's amazing. It just really is amazing. Let me see here. Using some of the basic ingredients on hand or substituting with the same intent when there is no botanical or religious supply store. I think I mentioned that earlier about the products and stuff like that. When you go to the store and you may not see the specific oil or the herb that the work needs, but if you can substitute it, if you know how to substitute it, you can use it. And especially if you tell it, look, this is not part of the original recipe, but I need your help at the moment, and I need to substitute it, so please accept this. And it's just going to be just fine, because it's not necessarily all the time about the product. It's about the intent of it. Okay? Always talk to whatever it is that you're doing. Because if not, it's just an object, or it's just oil, or it's just a basil leaf. No, you have to give it its importance. Okay, the role that technology has had within the culture. Okay, earlier I did mention about Facebook, YouTube, and all the other stuff that's out there, Instagram, and stuff like that. How some people in a religion, no matter what it is, loves to show intimidation, especially when they see a great future for the new initiate. Oh, I really don't want to do that. I just want to say, and I know that there have been people from every walks of life or religion that likes to make you afraid or to intimidate you based on their knowledge or whatever, and to down talk you, okay? And especially if they see that you have certain talents, certain gifts that's natural, they'll try to discourage you by using intimidation to make you think that their way is the only way and there's nothing else. It's a distraction that they're trying to do to you to make you feel, oh man, okay, no. Once you see that happening, run for the hills. This incense is about to go out, so let me do it. It's almost done. That was one of the chakra incense. Today was the first day I'm using it. They bought it for me yesterday, and of course they said we were thinking about you, so we bought. So it's one of the 7 chakras incense stick. So it's the first time I'm using it, so I'm using it with you guys. Let's see here. There's a Haitian proverb. Okay, I talked about that. The ignorance about Vodou, Santeria, Mbanda, any religion that is not the common, ordinary church going. Okay, so not the ordinary church going. Okay, like they say, voodoo, Santeria, like, you believe in that stuff? You do that stuff? Oh, you involved in that stuff? And they do it with such a disgust. Like when you tell her, because I don't hide nothing. The only thing I hide is my oath and my secrets that I'm to keep my mouth shut. But as far as who I am, no. When I came out the closet that one time, I never returned it out that time. When I did my hookah, I never went back again. I always am proud of who I am. Because people respect you for that. When they see that you're trying to be somebody that you're not, you're going to get plugged out. Okay? They're going to get you. So always be yourself. And no matter what you do, don't try to, not say mimic. Mimic somebody if you like the way they do things. But don't say that this is what you are. This is when you're not. Okay? And then don't ever feel like whatever it is that you're practicing deserves to be left inside of a closet. That's not, I'm not saying for you to go walk around now with a sign on your face that says, I'm a Santeria or I'm a Mambo or hoodoo, whatever, and then be like, no. Because you are going to get those people that's going to be like, wow. I always say, let them look. The more the better. Oh, well. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. They're going to say, you know what? I may not agree with what it is that you're doing, but I respect your courage. And that's better than nothing. Okay, jealousy between godparents and godchild can make them want to show you less. Once again, that's one of those other ones. Sometimes your initiator or your godfather, your godmother, sometimes they feel like if they show you too much, you're going to show out. Meaning that you may do it better than them, or you're going to gain from that little bit of knowledge more than they might have gained. So sometimes you'll see they'll do it with other kids of the house, but they won't do it with you. And you know what? You just have to say, well, maybe that one, they see more of I'm trying to give you a positive way of it. Maybe they say, oh, you know what? Well, Jennifer, she looks like she's going to be able to do this really good. So, Chris will be able to do this really good. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you can't underestimate somebody's gift or what you think that if you show them that they'll be able to do it. So don't do that. It's not a healthy practice. Okay? Remembering, where is it? Okay. Less beauty, more knowledge. Okay. One thing people have said to me before is that, oh my God, this is beautiful. This altar, this table, oh, and your outfit is just gorgeous, and everything is so clean and tidy and stuff like that. Okay, thank you. That's fine. But do you know what I had to go through to even get to the point I'm at right now? Do you know that there's a whole nother side to this just besides the elaborate altars, the flowers, there's so much more. There's so much more that's in here and in here that has nothing to do with the face. That's why they always say, like I said it earlier, don't look at somebody for face value and say, oh yeah, they got money or they're better off than... No, don't assume. Because when you assume, not only that you make an ass out of yourself, but you will be disappointed. Especially when you become close with that person and find out that's not what it's all about. So don't think that it's all about elaborate altars, because there's a whole nother ceremony that has to take place during the day. The cooking, the prepping, the sewing, all that stuff before you get to the ceremony, to the party. Sometimes there's people that have to go through this alone. They have to do all this work alone. And let me tell you something. I've been there. I've had to do everything alone from sun up to sundown, to the point where by the time I got to the ceremony, I was done. I couldn't remember certain things. I couldn't. And so I said, you know what, Chris, you can't keep doing this. You cannot keep on not having a society and doing all this by yourself, because you're going to kill yourself eventually. But sometimes there comes a thing where you can't trust, because we living in a time that's all about get what you want. Do it. No. I don't play that when it comes to my laws. I don't play that when it comes to my spirit. I don't play that with this. Nope. Not at all. The prayers that we do, okay? The prayer from the French to the Creole to the African, okay? The La Prière, which means the prayer, the prière Guinée, the prayer that we us Mongols and who goes to Vodouisans, period. People that practice voodoo. The prayer that we recite in front of the ceremony takes place. It's actually in 3 different languages. And let me tell you something. When you don't know how to pronounce some of those words, it's hard. Okay? And when you're first starting out, it's like, am I ever going to get this? You will get it. You just got to be consistent with it. Sometimes it's even better to make sure that you're pronouncing it right. So at least you're pronouncing it right. They understand. The spirits understand where you're going with it. It's just that mastering it, it takes time. But it's also good to, like, let me tell you, if you're trying to learn it or whatever, try to do 10 minutes of it every day or every other day, whatever. Just try to dedicate yourself to a certain paragraph or one sentence. However way you learn, try to go and do it that way, at least so you know it. The intense study of prayer, song, regulations, order of the ceremony. Yes. One thing, like I said earlier, you never stop learning. There's always room to learn more. There's thousands of books out there that's written on every culture, every divination, there's a lot out there to learn. And let me tell you something. Learning it, reading it and stuff, it is intense. Because sometimes you come across a book that basically just said, and you read everything sometimes either that you already know or it's something that you needed to know. Because one thing I've always prayed for over the years, and you always pray for what you need first, not what you want. But I always ask them is to please bless me with the knowledge and the wisdom to make me a better priest at what it is that I do. And sometimes we get discouraged because we're like, hello, you guys are not listening to me. I need help with this. I need help with that. And you're like, whoa. But they do answer. They do answer. It may take a year. It may 2 years. But keep on praying for it. Keep on praying because it's not a want. You need to know. You need to have knowledge on what it is that you're practicing. You need to know what it is you need to do for them. That's what if people don't understand that, you do need it. You need, because the more you know, the confident you are. Because it's one thing to approach a job with no confidence. You busted it right there. You busted it. Because if you don't know what you're doing and have confidence about it, it's not going to work. You have to get up on that job. You got to put your 100% in everything that you're doing, because every job is different. Even though you did it 100 times, if you're doing it for a new person, it's different, because everybody has their own thing. Okay? Yes, you can master something, but don't walk around and say, oh, well, I already know it, so it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah? Nope. Speaking negatively about your godparents is a reflection of yourself. Someone can't give you everything. Don't bash your initiators, your spiritual parents and stuff like that. Don't do that. Because first of all, the spirits don't appreciate it, and you actually making yourself look bad. If you got a beef with your spiritual godfather, your godmother, if you feel like you can't approach them, then you know what? Ask the spirits to clear you or give you the confidence for you to say, you know what? I need to talk to you. I don't appreciate the way you've been doing things. I feel like that if they get defensive, they know you know. But if somebody comes to you and say, I don't like, or I don't appreciate, or you could have, and they minimize that, they're defending the way they're acting, and it's not right. You're supposed to appreciate them. They're a part of your life. They started you on your path. And if they didn't start it, they came into your life for a reason to get you started, or to seal yourself, to center yourself, to get you to know how to deal with a specific spirit. So don't walk around and say, oh, he did this, oh, she did that. That's why I said in the beginning of this video, I am not going to do that. I'm not going to say, okay, this is who I got initiated from, because if they see me, they're going to say, there goes Chris, or whoever it is. Because this is one thing about the voodoo community and the Santeria community, you'll be amazed on how small it is. You could be in one state and you have recognized somebody, you'd be like, damn, I know who that is. I just can't remember, because it's that small. And it goes on from one to another, one to the other, one to the other. So don't go around bad-mouthing your initiators. It's not good. If you feel that there's no room or there's no need to go any further with them, then move on. You understand what I'm saying? Just tell them that, this is not the house for me, or I'm going to kind of like, back off for a little while. There's some things I need to clear up, and just go from there. Don't do that. Because I'm going to tell you this. If somebody was to do that about their parent, you know what I'm going to say? What actually really went on? That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to be like, what happened? What did they do? What was wrong? And I'm going to watch you. And I'm going to be like, really? Because I'm going to tell you something. The way somebody talks about somebody else, one day you're going to be on that side. I promise you. And if you know somebody, well, besides me, that talks a lot, and when I say talks a lot, not about knowledge, but a lot of bullshit, excuse me, guys, excuse me, but they're going to do it to you. They're going to do it to you. Okay? The godparents are human as well. They have their own personal problems, their ups and downs, breaking the dependency over the spiritual relationship over the godparent and the godchild. Once again, you got to remember, yes, they're your spiritual parent, they're your initiator, but they have a life too. They get tired too. Yes, they took on the role of initiating you. They took on that parent-child relationship. But let's be real, okay? People got issues. We got issues. I got issues. I was sick, and I'm still sick for a long time. You understand what I'm saying? And I didn't have energy. I didn't have energy that I have right now to be able to even do this or to start this whole thing. But it's just something within you is, if you want to better anything, or if you want to know, you got to go after it. Because if you push something that you really don't want to do, you're hurting yourself. And you're only doing it to yourself. So don't, once again, dog out the parents or the spiritual initiator because you feel like they haven't taught you anything. I mean, remember, they got things to do too. They got to rest. They got to go do this. It's not all about you. I can't stand when people do that. They make it always about me, myself, and I. Always. It's about me. Same women. Oh, boys. No. There's a time and a place for everything. Okay? Just because they don't tell you that they know or they don't know, that's it. Why maybe someone who doesn't know how to interpret what they know? Because they don't show you certain things, sometimes it's either that they don't know it and they too arrogant or too ashamed to say that they don't know, instead of saying, I'll tell you, I'll get around to tell you, I'll show you, or whatever. Some of them, sometimes they don't even know how to interpret it. They don't know. They have a hard time doing it, to interpret it. Knowing everyone's knowledge is not the same doesn't mean yours is not important. Just because yours is different does not mean it's wrong. Just because you see that you do something that doesn't seem like everybody else is doing it, because certain things are repetitious, or you can see how certain things are just the way it goes. So because you see somebody else do it in a way that you're not aware of, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. Just because the altar is not your standard altar, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. Because that was one thing too that I had a problem with, was the basics, was the things where they say, okay, this is what you need and this is what all you're going to need. Get me a Catholic image of a saint, okay? This saint and this saint is this person. We use this saint for this person. We use this saint for this spirit, this loi, this thing. Okay. But what if you don't imagine your spirit looks like the Catholic image or the statue that you envision? What if you don't feel right, where you think that your spirits, well, they are African, but they're African, and you don't like to connect with the white image, the white saint picture? You want to do it more ethnic, more African, more Asian. Yes, fine. Anything that you get and you give to the spirit has to be spiritually charged, baptized for that particular spirit. Because other than that, it's just a statue. Other than that, it's just a picture. Everybody got their own style. I went one place one time, I seen the pictures were all reversed. Every picture was upside down. I was like, what do we got going here? But you know what? I said, they got their reasons. That's not how I do it, but okay. So I didn't know, so I said, okay, let me see if I can find a reason as to why it's upside down. Sometimes if it's upside down, the spirit is doing a job for you. That spirit right now is working. Or that's the opposite side of the good side of the spirit. Okay? Every place has their reasons. But what I've learned was that you do that when the spirit's out working for you. Or, for instance, like Saint Expedite, they say turn him around, turn him upside down, and then when he finishes the job, turn him back up the normal way. Give him his little pound cake, whatever. That's what I've read. But everybody does it different. You know what I'm saying? So in Haiti, for us, Saint Expedite is Bawon. Okay? Bawon, the god of the cemetery, the spirit of the cemetery, the owner of the, Giddies and all that other kind of stuff. So everybody does their things different. Respect that. That's what's very important in it. Learning that it's a universal religion. It's not about what you know and your way is right and blah, blah, blah. That ain't nothing but lack of knowledge and pretty much calling yourself an idiot, personally. I mean, seriously, you want to walk around thinking you the bomb, you're the only one that knows. That's your loss. Because I'm going to just be looking at you like, okay. And everybody else is going to be looking like, okay. You know. You're the only one that knows. But anyway, if you watched this video, I want to say thank you. If I've helped you, if I've cleared up anything, drop me an email. www.lakayjewouge39@yahoo. LAKAYJEROUGE39@yahoo. My name is Chris. And also my website is www.odan, ODANLAROUGE.com. Odan La Rouge. Okay? Drop me an email, whatever it is, I'm more than welcome. But what I'm not going to tolerate or what I'm not going to answer back is bashing. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't even say it. Just stay miserable wherever you are. Because I'm not going to even acknowledge it. I'm going to just delete it. You're not gonna, and that's going to be on you. It don't matter. So at any rate, have yourself a good day. Next video I do, I'm going to try to work on that pull-out candle. And then I got some card combos that I want to share with you as well. Have a great day. Be blessed. And Bilolo, Aibobo, Alaso, Diavodo, everybody.